What's going on? What's going on, my good people, my film fam? Welcome to another episode of Chopping Willie in the Morning, brought to you by Let the Film Speak. I am one of your hosts, Chop. Here with my main man, Willie Jack. Willie Jack, how you feeling today, brother?
Hey, feeling good, feeling great, man. Big win this week for your boy, man. It's Purple Week, man. The Purple Birds is coming to town, man. So ready to see us get down, man. But other than that, man, can't wait to get it going.
Hey, man, it's going to be a physical matchup, man. Hey, man, I got my Rocky hood on today, man. I got my Rocky hood on, man, because we fighting back. You know what I'm saying? We fighting back. You know what I mean? Got my Rocky hood on today, man. Man, like I said, man, we appreciate everybody for tuning in right now. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for joining us, man. Of course, we got a good show for y'all today. We will be previewing all of the Sunday games as well as the Monday night game. Of course, we got our games of the week. We got our performers of the week. You know what I'm saying? But first and foremost, y'all know what to do, man. Get your picks in, man. Get the picks in. Get the pick 'em going. You know what I'm saying? Your boy's sitting. I'm sitting behind everybody as of right now. Willie Jack's still sitting in front, you know. But, hey, everybody get your picks in, man. We still got a few weeks left. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I still got a chance. And you boys better stay on your A game because your boy Chop. Hey, I ain't taking no prisoners, man. Your boy coming, man. Your boy is coming. So get your picks in, man, so I can get them going. Of course, like I said, man, we're going to get into the show. But we got house rules as well, man. House rules. And our house rules, number one, just like, share, and subscribe, man. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. You know, me and Chop, as you enter chopping, I said me and Chop. Me and Willie Jack, as you enter our crib, man, hey, we got plenty of room, man. So come on, enjoy yourself, man. Kick your shoes off at the door, you know, tune in with your boys, and then hit that notification bell, man. How else would you be able to be in the know of what's going on when it comes to me and your boy, Willie Jack, man? So go ahead and do that for us. But now, let's go ahead and jump into it, Willie Jack, and I'm gonna get it out the way, man. Let's rip this Band-Aid off because I know you're finna try to come for your boy, man. We had a Thursday night game, man. A Thursday night game that
we did.
That involved the Las Vegas Raiders traveling in Los Angeles to take on the Rams, man. And the Rams, they pulled it out. I told you, they was fighting back, man. We've been down. You know what I'm saying? We got knocked out a couple times in the first, a couple times in the fourth. You know what I'm saying? It's round 8, and your boys start throwing punches again. You know what I'm saying? We ain't looking like we just laying down, man. And the Rams win this game 17-16. And I'll say this, Willie Jack, man. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this game. Now, first and foremost, it was surprising, but at the same time, I almost expected Baker Mayfield to get out there and play this game because of the fact they told him, hey man, we start studying this playbook on the plane. You know what I'm saying? You got 2 days. I need you to know as much as you can. You know what I'm saying? And they gave him the playbook, which let me know, hey, they wanted to try to get him out there and wanted to continue to fight for the season, man. Wanted to continue to fight and, you know, put a product out there, put a solid product out there. We were down 2 quarterbacks already. We needed a quarterback in the door. So with Baker Mayfield just getting waived, why not bring him in the door? You know what I'm saying? To see what he can do. Okay. Overall, the Raiders started off this game and looked like it was going to be ugly. Looked like it was going to get ugly. You know, Devontae Adams was doing his thing, you know, against Jalen Ramsey. You know, the offense was moving. And then the second half, 11 yards passing for the Raiders, man. And that's the point. I think that, to me, stands out more than anything else. Now, we can talk about Baker Mayfield and the last 2 drives of the game, you know, where he did make some good throws, put the ball on the money, you know what I'm saying, and got us in a position to win this game. You know, but the Raiders, more than anything, gave this game away. You know what I'm saying? You can't have 11 yards passing, you know, in an entire second half. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, 2 boneheaded penalties back-to-back, which bailed the Rams out on that game-winning drive. You know what I'm saying? So it was things like that happened during this game where it was like, come on, Raiders, man, you gotta do better. And it's just when they start to get rolling. You think they start to get hot. They beat a couple tough teams, and then you come out here on a Thursday night game and you give this game away. You can't let that happen. On the other side of it, hey man, the one thing I did say was Baker Mayfield is in a good position. You know, he's in a good position. It's probably the best offensive minded coach that he's had since he's been in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hands down.
Yeah. So that right there is enough to, you know, so to help boost, you know, a player's game and to help put him in a better position. But hey, man, kudos to Baker, man. He came out, did his thing. To those receivers too, man. That stepped up. The Tutu Atwells, the Skronix, the Van Jefferson, man, making big catches and big moments without Kupp and Robinson out there. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are definitely stepped up, trying to make a name for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And trying to fight for a valid role on this team in the next couple years. So.
Yeah, no, man. So I was, of course, tuned into the game and whatnot. And honestly, man, that's what me and Chop were talking about on the previous show, on last Wednesday show. Is like, man, like I didn't expect Baker to play. I just, because I remember when Chris McCaffrey got to San Francisco with 4 days time to learn the playbook. It was impressive that he played that first game and he was there for 4 days and as a running back, and it was still looked at as impressive that he can even ingest enough of that playbook to be able to be viably on the field, and he was. So now you cut that time in half, and also we're talking about now a quarterback instead of running back. So that's remarkable. That's remarkable. You know what I'm saying? And then credit to Big Bake. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Chop, look, man.
Here go another big name. Y'all paying attention.
Hey,
it's another big name. That boy said Big Bake.
And you gotta, because you know what? Big Bake ain't right back neither.
Hey, and you know what?
Big Bake ain't right back neither, Chop.
One more point, Willie Jack. One more point, and I'm gonna let you go. Speaking of the playbook, I also want to give a little bit more of a shout out to Sean McVay, because it was Sean McVay that made sure that Baker Mayfield was prepared for a 2-minute drill. You know what I'm saying? In that short amount of time, it's not just giving him the playbook and say learn the playbook. It's like you have to practice, go over scenarios too. He gave him the scenarios, man. He gave him the scenarios.
Hey, Chop ain't talking about nothing, man. Shout out to Big Bake, man, for letting them onions drop, man, with less than 2 minutes and no timeouts and 98 yards to go, man. When you get there in 2 days and they give you less than 2 minutes and you got to go 98 yards, you started on the 2-yard line. It's 3 twos. It was a triple action play. It was a triple conundrum. It was a triple something else, whatever it was. But he did what he had to do, man. Now, like Chop said, man, the Raiders are going to Raiders, man. And that's crazy, man. We got to say that because they definitely did get in their own way. The interception that's overturned on the pass interference penalty, and it was PI. I mean, I don't feel bad about it. Right. It's PI. You know what I'm saying? So holla at your dog for costing you that interception, boy. It could have saved the game. You know what I'm saying? Then the unsportsman. No, that's the one right there. Because I'm not mad at the PI because that's in the act of making a play. There's PI and there's holding on just about every play. So it's going to get called and it's not. So I wasn't mad about the PI. The unsportsmanlike is in your control, though. You know what I'm saying? That's the one where, like, nah, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay on point. You got to stay on square. So that's squarely on y'all. But doesn't change the price of tea in China for me because Big Bake still had to go out there and go 98 yards.
For sure.
He still had to go out there and put some of them hoes on the money. And what'd he do? Van Jones in the corner. Touchdown. Yeah.
You sound like Magic Johnson when he was talking about the USA practice.
It was funny. I thought about it as soon as I said it too. Oh God, I did. But that's what they did, man. And so, man, they got Baker out there throwing game-winning touchdowns after driving 98 yards with no timeouts. They got him headbutting his teammates coming off the field without no helmet on. The boy was locked in, Chop. The boy was locked in.
And that's another thing with the Raiders, man. Why would you go one safety high with about 10 seconds left, bro? Man. You know what I'm saying? And with them having to go, you know what I'm saying, about 20 yards or 20, 30 yards for a touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely was a super aggressive call. But here's the thing, too. And so now the Raiders defense outside of Max Crosby and then a Spotty showing every now and again from Ngakoue, there's not much going on the defense side of the ball anyway. And so I guess if the D coordinator was looking like, man, because we've seen as well where teams play too conservative. Oh, man, Chop loves to get on coaches about this. Chop hates to see prevent defense and let a team go 90 yards.
But I think it's a difference. I think it's a difference between playing prevent and then, you know what? Let's just go one safety. They need a touchdown, but let's just go one safety.
One high.
You can still keep a safety over the top and still play tight coverage with your corner. You protected.
Well, and that's a fair point. And then here's another thing about it as well. They looking across from us. It's like, who we backing off of? Ben Skronik, Van Jefferson, whoever, Tutu Atwell. The boy's name is Tutu. Tutu Atwell. He weighed 147 pounds with his pads on. We backing off these guys. So I think because they had already got there. You know what I'm saying? So now they're only on the 22-yard line. You got the big, and they came in chunks. They had the pass interference. Then they got the other chunk pass of the on the, I think, like toward the right sideline. They come up and spike the ball. They're on the 22, and then like I said, man, it's press one on top, and just Van Jefferson right at the line, perfect ball. And like I said, great defense can't stop a perfect ball. The corner wasn't out of position. You know what I mean? But it's just one of those. The ball was where exactly it had to be. Only one guy could catch it, and he wears a blue and yellow jersey.
The corner was out of position though.
He was right there in his hip.
No, you had to be high shoulder. You can. That's
forgive me. His technique was he was low shoulder instead of high shoulder for sure. You know what I'm saying? He was low shoulder, but I guess what I'm saying is he was in the play. Yeah, he was in the play. He made the receiver and the quarterback be perfect, and so you've got to at least have that. Like, make them beat you because it was a perfect play, and not because like you just like I said, he could have maintained high shoulder, but still, like I said, so make them make a perfect play, and they did. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to McVay, man. Kudos to Big Bake. Like I said, man, Big Bake also didn't write back, man. And you know what I'm saying? We got to respect that, man. When you go 98, when you've been there for 2 days, you go 98 yards with less than 2 minutes, and you ain't had no timeouts, and you get it done for the 22-yard line. Come on, man. I want to change his number to number 2 as well. I just thought about it. That 17 was ugly. That 17 looked terrible on Beck. First off, Beck, I'm going to tell you what the problem is. First off, you're already kind of short and dumpy. So you can't wear like big, broad, wide numbers across your chest because now you look short and frumpy. You know what I'm saying? Slim up. You know what I'm saying? Put a number 2 on. You know what I'm saying? Deuce on there. Slim down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And then go out there and kill him like you've been doing, man. But no, other than that, man, I was happy to see Becker get that, man. He needed a little vindication, man. Y'all been on his line like he's still like he still can get it done, man. So I'm happy to see Becker do it.
All right, Willie Jack. All right, man. Well, that was our Thursday night game. Of course, you know we got a decent slate of Sunday games as well with the Monday game. We got 6 teams on the bye this week, man. And this is the last bye week, man. Every week after this, Willie Jack, hey, it's a full schedule, man. We got a full slate of games each week after this, you know. But we got 6 teams on the bye, man. Atlanta, Chicago, Green Bay, Indianapolis, New Orleans, Washington. All teams that are on the bye this week, man. And I'm just gonna throw this little quick nugget out there. All you guys fighting to get in the fantasy playoffs, man. I know it's probably a bad week to have all these buys, ain't it?
Man,
some of y'all boys in trouble. And for some of y'all, I know you happy some of these other teams got buys, man. So y'all, hey, we'll see how everything plays out in terms of that. You know, we do got to let the Film Speak Fantasy Football League, you know what I'm saying? So that's out there. For sure. You know what I'm saying? That's out there. We'll keep you updated on that. But let's go ahead and jump into these games, Willie Jack. First game of the week, we got New York Jets, man, traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Who you got, Willie Jack?
Come on, man. Big Josh for the win, man. This is a very good game and a very good matchup because in the division, the Jets are firmly in the mix now, like I said. So the Jets are firmly in the mix for this, are still firmly in the mix here. I think we can all agree now, man. Zach, Mike White, you know what I'm saying, whoever it is, man, this team ain't going anywhere soon. And honestly, man, you can do that on the strength of a very, very solid and talented defense, which is what they've been doing. Quentin Williams, man, is finally stepping into his dominance, man. Guy I absolutely loved coming out of Alabama. It was a little bit of a slow start because there just wasn't much help there around him. They had to really kind of build that thing from the ground up around him. And now that he's got some, you know what I'm saying, some viable pieces, you know what I'm saying, namely Sauce Gardner, his brother's playing, you know what I'm saying, linebacker, and you know, assorted players, man, that defense is really it's really something special. And like I said, man, can only get better as these guys get more experience. And then, like I said, all the young playmakers they have on offense, we already know that. But we still talking about Big Josh, man. And now we coming down to the fourth quarter, man. Now we coming around to the fourth lap of this race. And like I said, now it's time to really kind of put it into gear and really kind of separate yourself and see if we can finish out and make a play or hold on to that or make a play for that number 1 seed. And so getting this game at home, man, I think Big Josh, you know, and the fellas, man, they get right on top, get right back on time, get right back on schedule. Mike Waite stepping into this game, he's had success. And so the first game, I was like, yeah, you know, it is what it is. That second game, even though in a losing effort, I really did gain a lot more respect for him. So shout out to Chops Dog, man. So I got to give credit where it's due, man. He made some throws there. The team failed to make plays around him because he did what he needed to do, man. They couldn't come away with a dub.
But keep saying it's my dog, man. He ain't gonna let it go. He gonna keep calling it, saying that's my dog.
It's your boy, man. It ain't nothing wrong with it. It ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm
don't want you to tie me to him, man, because that never was my point. It never was my point when I was talking about it, man. You can't.
I got you. But I'm gonna take Big Josh and the boys at the crib, man. 27-16. And so I think this may be a game where, especially so in the early going, I think that first half is going to be pretty tight, pretty contested. And then I think kind of the cream always is going to rise to the top. You know what I'm saying? So I think in the second half is where we see Buffalo start to pull away and really separate themselves as championship caliber teams will do. You know what I'm saying? Like you can box a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You'll touch me in the first 3 rounds, but boy, when it gets to the 7th, 8th, 9th round, boy, I'm slipping them. You know what I'm saying? And now you coming back and I'm giving you some on the way back. You know what I'm saying? As a champion will do. And so that's why I expect them to pull away in the second half, man, and really take this on home. But 27-16, give me Buffalo at the crib.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go 27-20 Buffalo as well with the Jacks. So a similar score to yours. I give Jets 3 more points in this particular game. But I like Buffalo for a lot of the reasons that you said, but more so because I think they're hitting their stride at the right time. I don't know if you remember, we talked about the game that they had. It was last Thursday night, so they on a decent rest too. Last Thursday night against the Patriots, where it didn't seem like Josh Allen needed to do everything for this team to be successful on offense this time around. And if they continue with that, then this team is dangerous, man. I don't know if there's any team in the AFC that'll stop them from getting to the promised land. Now you still got KC out there. Now the Bengals are playing some really good ball too. And right now I would say the Bengals and the Buffalo are playing the top ball in the AFC as of right now. There's the two top teams are playing the best ball as of right now as we speak. Kansas City's still in the mix. They're always going to be in the mix. So you know how that goes. But right now, Buffalo.
You already canceled Miami?
Huh? No, I'm not canceling them. I'm just saying at this moment they're playing the best ball. You know what I'm saying? They're peaks right now. It kind of fluctuates throughout the year. But as of right now, those are the 2 teams you don't really want to see as of right now at this moment. If you got somebody on schedule and you're fighting for a playoff spot, this is not the team you want to see. So that's bad luck for the Jets, man. Yeah. You going against this team at the wrong time. They starting to get Devin Singletary and James Cook really involved with this offense, giving them a lot of touches, and then you still got Josh Allen doing this thing. Now, I am interested to see the matchup with Sauce and Diggs, man. I think that's going to be another great matchup, which I'm going to ask you a question towards the end of when I finish this up. But I'm interested to see that matchup and that defense against this offense and see how good this Jets defense really is. But on the other side of that, I just don't think the Jets have enough in terms of their offense. I watched them, move the ball against Minnesota, but become stagnant, inside the 20. You know what I'm saying? When they get into the red zone, they had trouble punching the ball in. So this week, another week where you're going against a even tougher defense, that's going to smother you and, not let you do much. Mike White is going to have to be flawless in order to get this job done. And I don't necessarily see him doing that. He's got a little bit of the gunslinger in him. So he's going to be able to move the ball a little bit, but I expect him to have maybe a couple crucial turnovers in this game that's going to allow Buffalo to continue to move on and do what they do. Now, I'm going to ask you this, Willie Jack. Sauce Gardner, man. Sauce Gardner. We've been talking about him all year. He's been having a really, really good year. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times they don't get their rookie what their rookie deserves in terms of, accolades towards the end of the year. Where is he on your list of cornerbacks right now, where the season stands now, only for this year? Where does he rank for you?
Right. Well, off the top of my head, without thinking about it, he's top 5. And then if I think about it for another 2-3 seconds, then I'll even tell you top 3. Now, that's not even with me just thinking of the names, but just my reaction. Hands down, top 5. And then if I think about it for a second, okay, top 3. Now I just got to fill in those names. But I think he would be. I think he's got to, man. You got to respect it. And so, man, did you want the top 3 or just where he sits?
No, you don't have to give me a top 3. I don't need you to rank me a top 3. I just wanted to see what you thought.
I would say top 3. I would say a definite Pro Bowler, honestly. And honestly, man, for all pro, because all pro does generally tend to be where you do have to prove it a little longer before you get the accolade.
Right.
There's not many times that you just kind of flash in the pan, so to say, and you make all pro. So even if he may be a top 2 or 3 or 4 corner in the league this year, you know what I'm saying? So he may not still get the all-pro this year. Aaron Donald wasn't all-pro his first year. He had a good year. You know what I'm saying? Well, honestly, it was some dogs then as well, man. We talked about it, but the point being, and so, but Pro Bowl's easy. That's not going to be any question. But I feel confidently saying, man, he's definitely a top three corner in the league right now, right out the box. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And the reason I asked that, Willie Jack, and it may surprise you when I say this, but because there's probably 2 or 3 names that you can say, he's been the best corner this year that I'll be like, I can respect. Like if you would have came out and said, man, I don't know if I've seen a corner better than Sauce Gardner, I was like, okay, I respect that. You know what I mean? I would. I can
dismiss it. You can't dismiss it,
but it's so close to where it's like, yeah, that's respectable.
You cannot dismiss it. Yeah,
I can't dismiss it. So I just was curious where you feel on that, because I'm a Patrick Surtain guy, and Patrick Surtain's been having a great season as well, and I think he would be in that conversation for sure, top 5, maybe top 3 too. But Sauce Gardner is definitely in it, and he stepped up to the challenge with whoever. It doesn't matter who the receiver was. He stepped up to the challenge and he held his own. You know what I'm saying? And did more than that a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I was thinking, and I just wanted to see where you was at with that with Jack.
No, for sure. Not good question. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're doing this thing.
On to the next one, man. We got another divisional matchup, Willie Jack. We got Cleveland going to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals, man. And I'll start this one off. I'm going Cincinnati this game for sure. I think, like I just said, Cincinnati, this is not a team you want to play if you're trying to fight for a spot. Now, Cleveland is a little bit on the outside. Well, not a little bit on the outside. I don't know if they don't really have much of a chance. But going against this Cincinnati team is hot. Now, I do believe that they will give this team a few problems, especially with the run game, like they did early in this year, and they kind of surprised everybody. I think it was like a Thursday night game too. It was Thursday or Sunday night. It was one of the primetime games, you know what I'm saying, where they were on TV and Cleveland handled business. Jacoby Brissett was hitting, Amari Cooper, on those play action, on those crossing routes, and drags, things like that. And they were playing some good ball. But now Cincinnati has turned over a new leaf. I think they're playing much, much better. They got they big guy back, the horse, and Jamar Chase. Joe Mixon will be back this week too. So it's gonna be a tough matchup for Cleveland today. And not to mention their defense hasn't stopped too much of anybody. So I expect Cincinnati to get a little bit of get back this particular week. Get some get back, come back on top over this Cleveland team and come away with this victory. For my final score, I'm gonna get them 30 in this game. I'm gonna give them 30. I'm gonna go 30-20 in this one, Willie Jack. I do expect a step up from last week from Deshaun Watson and his performance. So I do expect them to step up a little bit. I do expect Nick Chubb to do what he normally does and succeed against this defense. But all in all, I don't think it'll be enough to knock off Cincinnati.
No, I got you. And honestly, for me, I mean, the easy chalk pick is definitely Cincinnati. Just like you said, man, really hitting their stride. Joe Burrow, man. Joe Beasley, man. Joe Burrow. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, sir. But he's really firmly kind of just stepping into that, like, nah, I'm not one of them. I'm not Justin Herbert. You know what I'm saying? We're not just gonna fade away and lose shootouts just because we could follow on the excuse of, well, my guy was out. Oh man, what do you want me to do with my studs is gone, man? I lost my Pro Bowl receiver and I lost a Pro Bowl running back, and the offensive line is garbage. It don't matter, because what I've been telling y'all from the gate, man, when you one of them ones, it don't matter. When you one of them ones, it don't matter. I don't care about none of that, man, because you a guy. Joe Burrow's a dude. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter. All pro Jamar Chase ain't here. Boy, he turned his. You know what he did when Jamar Chase went down? Oh, okay. Let me hit the MVP switch. Boom. Oh, okay. Oh, y'all need another level. Oh, okay. So me being at an 8 ain't good enough no more. That's cool. I got 2 more to go to, boy. Bow 9. Oh, okay. Oh, it's still tough at 9. Oh, okay, Tennessee, what's going on? Bow 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's a dude, he's a guy. And so I say all that to say, man, I am going to take Cincinnati in the game. Now, I think it's going to be a tougher game, man. Divisional matchup. Cincinnati historically, or Joe Burrow more specifically historically, man, this has been a difficult matchup for him. And I've seen a stat. He's out. He hasn't beaten Cleveland, is what the stat said. And so, or I think he's 0-4 in his career against Cleveland. And so, but he's been there long enough to play them more than 4 times. No, he got injured. Yeah, that's right. Remember, he was hurt. That yeah. Okay, no, so he may not have never beat Cleveland yet then. And so, Now, every game is its own game, but in these divisional matchups, man, sometimes that stuff kind of same thing where sometimes when the team has your number in your division, doesn't matter what the records are, they just have your number. Rams and Niners for a lot of years, it didn't matter what happened, like they just had your number in that division, so it just didn't matter. I think the score's gonna be a little close. I think it's definitely gonna be a closer, tougher fought game. Cleveland is still going to be able to do the things that they should be able to do, the things they did well in the first matchup. And now the biggest difference being now you've got Deshaun Watson in place of Jacoby Brissett, like you said, but Jacoby Brissett found a way to get busy that last matchup. And so depending on how much more, because each week we expect to see Deshaun Watson progressively get better. And so now the difference is this is going to be the first week where we see how many strides is he gaining week to week. So we'll see. Is he take 2 steps forward, or is it just going to be 1 step forward? 1 step forward is not going to be enough to keep them get the doors blown off of. Now, if let's say he takes 2 steps, 2 steps keeps them right there in this game, and I'm hoping or expecting that he does. Like I said, make such a great step forward because last week in Houston was so bad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think it is going to be a tougher game. I do expect Nick Chubb to still be Nick Chubb and make life hell for anybody in that front seven. And then depending on how well that goes, man, Watson and Amari, man, see if they can get some cooking and get something going. Also curious to see if Deshaun Watson gets involved a little bit in the run game as well. You know what I mean? To also soften his transition into this offense. You know what I mean? So we've seen that. You know what I mean? We know the examples, man. We know the Jalen Hurts and your Lamar Jacksons and your Justin Fields and any and everybody who's got some mobility. We've seen how if you good for 4 passes like Justin Fields, if you good for 4 routes, big dog. But if you can run 16 times, boy, and threaten 200 yards, man, it don't matter. You can go out and get it done. So I'm curious to see if maybe they start to incorporate a little bit more of that to take something off of his quarterback passing game. But anywho, I still got Cincinnati and Big Joe and those guys winning this game, man. I'm throwing 24-20 at the crib in a very tough, hard-fought divisional matchup.
Gotcha. And speaking of the last week's performance with Cleveland and Houston, man, and how terrible he looked, let's go on over to Dallas, man. Let's go to Texas, man, where we got Houston going to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Willie, what's your take on this one, man?
Man, a lot to a little, man. So I put Dallas at the crib to handle business for sure. Davis Mills making his return to the starting lineup, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I got Dallas 30, Houston 10. That's just my lot to a little score. That's just code speak for blowout. You know what I'm saying? So 30-10. I expect this to be a very one-sided affair. I expect Houston to give as least resistance as they can as they draw closer and closer to drafting Bryce Young, Alabama's very own. And so, man, this should be a glorified 7-on-7, man. It should be a boat race from start to finish. And Dallas, to their credit, especially led by that defense. You know what I'm saying? That's a championship defense. Offense it's Justin Herbert's offense. You know what I'm saying? We can score points and look good losing. But that defense is the facet of the team that stands there. It's like, nah. It don't matter what they got going over here. We still came at the ball. Michael Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, like those guys, like really taking up and holding that mantle and like really like that is a championship level defense in my mind. And so regardless of what goes on, man, this should be over by halftime. 7-on-7 football, 30-10. Give me Dallas at the crib, man. TP, man, should do something slight, man. They might not even need too much because this game gonna be over just short. This game will be over just shortly after it starts. So you know what I'm saying? TP might be good for about $120.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Something light. You know what I mean? But yeah, no worries at all in Dallas.
Hey, well, Willie Jack, you know, I think differently of this game, man. I got the final score being 31-13, all right? Dallas over Houston. But I don't think they spread this league out into the second half, all right? I don't think they start to spread. And I'm going to tell you why. Because as bad as this Houston team is, right, the one part that's been consistent all year, it has been pretty quiet. Nobody's been talking too much about it, is the pass defense, okay? Pass defense. Their pass defense has played pretty good against everybody. Everybody they came across, you know what I'm saying? They're not really giving up a ton to QBs. You know what I'm saying? I don't forget. I'm not going to call out the exact numbers. I wish I had them down because I saw them and I didn't memorize them. But they're keeping QBs below a certain QBR. You know what I'm saying? When they're going against them. Now, that means that in order for Dallas to be successful, they need to run the ball. I expect Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott to combine to have at least 40 touches this game. You know what I'm saying? Between both of those guys, split it up however you want to split it up, but they need 40 touches this game and just ride the game out like that. Dak Prescott, we know he can be prone into making mistakes. If they come out here and try to pass the ball and try to be cute and try to do these other things, I wouldn't be surprised if Dak Prescott turns his ball over a couple times, which puts Houston in this game more than what they should be in this game. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think this game won't spread out a little bit more into like the second half. I could be wrong, but that's kind of my outlook on this game. Is they come into this game, they try to be cute. They may even try to work on some stuff. I don't know what they're gonna try to do, but they need to pound the ball. Don't play no games. Run this rock. Run behind this offensive line. TP, Ezekiel Elliott. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna run both of y'all till your tongues fall out this particular game. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're gonna ride y'all to the end of this game. And that's how we're gonna win this particular game because we don't need to do nothing else. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna play with y'all. Y'all not a good team. We're gonna run over you like you some ants. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna do. That's how I think they should handle this game. But it wouldn't surprise me if they try to get cute, and I think that's where they're gonna make a mistake and they don't spread this league into the second half.
Well, we shall see.
For sure.
We shall see, boys. So you got 4 touchdowns in the second half, boy.
Not necessarily 4, but it may be this may be a 13-7 game at halftime. You know what I'm saying? A 13-7 game, a 14-7, a 14-10 game. You know what I mean? And then they go ahead.
How are they gonna score? How is Houston gonna score the 10 points against that defense? What I'm curious about.
That's what I'm saying. Like if Dak Prescott comes out there, or if they come out there trying to be cute and they a couple turnovers, put them in good position. I mean, and it's an NFL team; they can score. You know what I'm saying? They can do that. You know what I'm saying? So I expect them to 31-13. You know, so we'll see how this game plays out. But that's what I'll figure out. I got you. I got you. All right, Willie Jack, man. On to the next one, man. On to the next one. We got a
divisional matchup.
Jacksonville. No, not necessarily.
That's a division. That's AFC South.
Oh, it is. I'm tripping. I almost did the other one. I almost did the game of the weekend, but we're gonna keep on pushing. We got Jacksonville going to Tennessee to take on the Titans, man. Jacksonville take on the Titans. Give me Tennessee in this game, man. I'm going Tennessee. Tennessee is they need a win. They need a win bad. And Derrick Henry has been on a 3-game slump as of right now. You know, so he's been struggling. But Willie Jack, me and you both know what happens when Derrick Henry goes to see the Jaguars, or when the Jaguars come to see Derrick Henry. Man. You know what I'm saying? It's history. It repeats itself. It's just somehow Derrick Henry ends up with 200 yards.
200 yards.
2 stiff arms. You know what I'm saying? 2 stiff arms to the ground. You know, so that ain't even a stat, but 2 stiff arms to the ground.
Look, 200 yards, and one of them is like a 90-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
200 yards, 2 stiff arms, a 90-yard touchdown. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. And he just ends up with those type of games. So without further ado, of course, it would be silly of me to not name my performer of the week, Derrick Henry, King Henry, whatever you want to call him. It would be silly of me to not name him my performer of the week. And that's who's going to be my performer of the week, Derrick Henry. And you know what? I'm going bold with this one. 200 yards on the ground, because that's just what he do against the Jacksonville Jaguars. 200 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? For Derrick Henry, man, he'll have a big day. 3 games off. You know what I'm saying? It's time for him to kick it back into gear. It's like, hey, man, Mike Vrabel. I don't know if y'all remember, man, Waterboy. Coach gave the whole team the speech, but then he pulled Bobby Boucher off to the side and said, "Hey, man, you have to do this by yourself, bro.
These guys suck."
Mike Vrabel, he gave his team speech, but then he pulled Derrick Henry to the side, like, "Hey, bro, this
you the only player we got, man.
You the only guy we got, brother. I need you to do your thing." That's what happened. What's gonna happen in this particular game. They riding Derrick Henry to victory, man, and Titans win this one over Jacksonville. I'll go 27-17. 27-17, Tennessee over Jacksonville. Now, Jacksonville is not a pushover, but I just think this is just going to be the type of game where Tennessee just comes out mad. They need the victory, and they ride Derrick Henry to get it. So,
I'm not going to lie, bro. this was a consideration for me for game of the week. And not game of the week, but I picked this game last. I'm not gonna lie, I picked this game last. And the holdup for me was because just like you said, you can almost book 202 touchdowns for Derrick Henry. You can almost book it. When the Jaguars come to town, bro, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 90-yard run, bro. It's almost clockwork. But I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm thinking about everything that's going on with Tennessee, and this is the perfect recipe for a complete just letdown. You know what I mean?
Treylon Burks is out this game.
Treylon Burks is out with a concussion. You just fired a GM. AJ Brown just slapped everybody on the Tennessee Titans team on live TV. Man, slapped everybody. Everybody had to line up and get a pat. You know what I'm saying? You know, when he was little, and you got Big Mom bring everybody to the porch. Everybody just walk by and get your lip smacked. And then you go and your cousin leave it, and you come up there. Everybody was in line and got one, boy. Yeah, AJ Brown wasn't taking no prisoners. And so this is like I don't know why in my mind I'm just like, man, the Titans are like on the precipice of just like a complete just lose it. But no, so I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm gonna go Jacksonville. I'm gonna go Jacksonville, and I guess a little bit of an upset. But see, here's the thing as well: is the streakiness or the hot and coldness of Trevor Lawrence. And so, if Trevor Lawrence is gonna be on and able to deliver and find some of these young guys, and Peterson making things, keeping things on time and on schedule for him, then man, he can roll. You know what I'm saying? They can dice it up. They can move the ball. They can get up and down the field. They can do what they need to do. That defense, that young talented defense, man, especially with a passing game that doesn't have any threats. Or that doesn't have any real, it doesn't have any real threats on the outside. And so now Jacksonville, understanding their history, nobody knows what Derrick Henry does to Jacksonville better than Jacksonville. And now not having any real semblance of threat outside, I don't see how they don't have 9 boys in the box and literally say, Tannehill, you can have whatever you want out here, bro. But 9 of these boys going to be within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. Not today. You know what I'm saying? Not today. And I think Jacksonville goes in there in Tennessee, man, and really, man, steals a tough, hard-fought one, 24-23. It can't get no closer than that. 24-23, Jackson gets it done, holding Derrick Henry reasonably in check. I'm not going to say he's going to be shut down. It's not going to be a 30-yard performance like it was these last week or the last 2 weeks, whatever it is, because I still expect him to have – this is a game I think Derrick Henry has like 27 carries, but for let's say like 83 yards and probably those 2 touchdowns. And so he had to go the long, hard, slow way for everything he got. And you know what I'm saying? And then I still think Jacksonville maybe edges it out, man, just having just the ability to do more in the air. I just don't have any faith at all, man, in that passing game. Even with Trey Burks, who's just shown up these last 3-4 weeks, man, is making a splash play or 2 per game, and now he's even out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think this is just culminate the whole GM saga with a complete letdown in a crumble, man. So I'm pulling for that, man, and Jacksonville going there and get that done. 24-23.
Gotcha. On to the next one, Willie Jack, man. We got another one, man. We got another divisional matchup, man. We got Philadelphia going to New York to take on the Giants, man, and yeah, who you got, bro?
I'm not gonna lie. I thought this was gonna be a good week.
You say you got Jacksonville? You got Jacksonville.
Hey, Jacksonville, 24-23.
Okay. All right, just want to make sure. But go ahead. You got Philly going to New York, man. What you got?
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, man. I thought this was gonna be your game of the week. I'm not gonna lie. I thought this was because it is a good matchup. Like I said, it's a divisional game. I think these 2 teams they'll play twice in these last 4 weeks, right? Yeah. So they'll see each other here back to back. The first one in New York. New York coming off that draw with the football team. And still firmly trying to submit their own ticket to the playoffs. Philly, like I said, man, still rolling, still steaming ahead. They're just trying to finish this thing out with the number 1 seed so they can get to the, get into the live bullets, man. So they still might, like I said, that Minnesota's right on their heels. They're still playing to hold them off. And so I don't imagine that they'll go in there with any thoughts of taking their foot off the gas. And so I do have Philly getting this done on the road in the Big Apple, 27-20. And you know what, man? I like Philly in the game. I honestly like my score as well. But honestly, I I go either way on this, man. This could be a day, I think, where we see Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders go, you know what I'm saying, combined for, 150 rushing yards on the ground. You know what I mean? And then those other guys as well pitching in, man. Then maybe this is a 200-yard rushing day and a real like, a real focused and dedicated, methodical, like ground and pound and defense game, and they can get the dub that way by snuffing out a very lackluster New York Jets offense. You know what I'm saying? And so I can see it going that way. Or honestly, I can see them just kind of building on the momentum that he had last week with Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? Man, A.J. Brown going back up top. You know what I'm saying? 2 more touchdowns, another 100 yards, 8 more catches. You know what I'm saying? Devontae and them boys getting involved a little bit. So I can see Philly getting to that 27 a number of different ways. I don't see New York scoring 3 touchdowns, which is why they got 3 points, which is why they got 20 points. Because like I said, I'll give Daniel Jones 1. I'll give Daniel Jones 1.5, and I'll give Saquon 1. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, that gives me 14 points. And then let's say maybe if Daniel Jones also does run 1 or however he gets his 1.5 to 2. But honestly, I just still see this game. Maybe I see this is one where I see kind of like what I said with Buffalo. That first half I think is competitive. Divisional matchup. There's still a lot on the line for both these teams. But at the end of the day, the cream rises to the top. And then that's why I see Philadelphia going ahead and putting this thing away in the second half and kind of holding on and finishing this thing out. But so I'll take Philly, man, 27-20 to get that done to keep their season running towards the number 1 seed.
Gotcha. And yes, it is a divisional matchup, Willie Jack, but I just can't keep doing this to Philly, man. Too many times I look at them and I'm like, hold on, maybe this team can get them. You know what I'm saying? I thought Tennessee would be able to get them last week. And what they do, they go out there and say, look, man, we're a well-oiled machine. If you want to stop us, you know what I mean? We're going to get in front of this train then. This train ain't stopping for nobody. Hey, if you a car going across some tracks, you better get on across because this train ain't stopping, my brother. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And that's what Philly looks like to me, in this NFC team. Yeah, they took an L to a Washington team that was playing some feisty ball. Okay. But they gotta see them boys again. It's gonna happen again. Mm-hmm. And watch what happens the next time. So I'm going 28-13 final score of this game. Saquon Barkley is actually questionable in this game with a neck injury. You know what I'm saying? He has a neck injury. Now, I do expect him to play, but he was downgraded yesterday to questionable and was only limited at practice. So there is a possibility he doesn't play in this particular game. There's a possibility. But even then, with him being the only weapon, we've seen Tennessee how they attack. Now, Saquon is a different styles of game in terms of how Giants run a ball and how they'll attack you with Saquon Barkley versus how Tennessee and Derrick Henry is coming. That's 2 different things. Mm-hmm. But I do expect that Philly defense to clamp up. You know what I'm saying? To clamp up, especially on an offense that has nothing much going, not many weapons to really look out for. 2 really good corners. Their front 7 is really coming into play. Now they had 2 rough games. Well, not rough games, but they struggled a little bit when they first brought Sue and Linval Joseph in. But now I think they're starting to get their groove going and fit in with their defensive front 7 too. And they're shutting everything down now. The pass, the run. They got out the Tannehill and sacked them a lot of times. And that just doesn't look well for me to a Giants team that just doesn't have much. They're feisty. They're well coached. They are coached well, but hey man, your coach can only take you so far when what's out there and the talent level and all those different things, it's that lopsided. And Philadelphia is extremely talented, as we all know. So I'm going 28-13. I keep saying 27. I'm going 28-13 in this particular game, man. I think Philly walks away with this one in pretty comfortably, man. So that's where I'm going with that.
Gotcha.
Well, Willie Jack, man, I think it's about that time, bro. I think you got to talk to him, man. Let them know what's going on. They in here. I'm pretty sure my dog Jarrell is in the building.
Yeah. Them members in the building, man. To him, bro. Them members in the building, man. Shout out to them members in the building, man. We appreciate all the love as always, man. Y'all know what's going on, man. And without further ado, man, shout out to the sponsorship, man. Come on, man. Y'all say it with me, man. Shout out to the sponsorship, man. That's the 3 Amigos, man. That's like, that, share, that, subscribe. That's 3 the hard way. That's a 3-piece spicy. Now, you already know it's 3 Amigos, but it's a 4-part process, big dog. First, you got to like, share, subscribe, man. Don't be disrespectful. You come to my house, you say something, you take your shoes off before you sit down. How like the 3 Amigos, man. You like, share, subscribe. Then you got to tell a friend, because it ain't no fun if the homies can't get none. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend. The fun don't stop there, Chop, because then you got to tell your friend to tell a friend. You got to tell your friend to tell his friend and tell that friend to bring one more because we need 4 because we got plenty of room up top in the penthouse, man.
We got plenty of room, dog.
Man. We up top in the penthouse, man. You got to ring your bell to get up here. Don't forget to do that because you got to ring the bell to get in. You ring the bell to get your bell run. You come upstairs to the penthouse. You walk in. You speak, introduce yourself. What's going on, everybody? Hey, Chop, man. What's going on, big dog, man? Hey, Will, man. Hey, man. Love what you do, playboy. Ha, man. Hey, yeah, man. 3 amigos. What's happening, big dog? Man, yeah, man. Hey, it's cool to bring my homeboys with me? Yeah, I got about 3 of them. Oh, man, I knew y'all was going to, man, I told y'all they was cool, man. Come on in. Yeah, everybody sit down and get real comfortable, man, and do what we got to do today, man. Holla at the 3 amigos. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend. Tell your friend to tell his friend. Tell your friend's friend to tell a friend. Tell that friend to bring one more because we need 4. Bring everybody in here to chill and kick with your dogs. Here at Chop and Willie in the morning. Brought to you by the handsome, intelligent brothers that let the film speak. That's Chop and that's Willie Jack. Now, without further ado, back to the regularly scheduled programming. Come on, Chop.
Hey, man, you came in with it, man. I got to come right back to you, man. We got a divisional matchup, man. We got Kansas City going to Denver, man. And I'm going to keep this one short and sweet for you, Willie Jack. I'm going to get in and get up out of here, man. Kansas City is coming away with the W in this particular game, man. They're going to come away with this W. I don't see them putting up a ton of points. Give them 23. I give them 23, and I'm giving Denver 10. 23-10, this final score of this game. Denver, with everything going on and how terrible this team look, their defense is playing some really, really good ball. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If everything was going right, if they could just put up 20 points a game, bro, that's it. Just 20. If you could put up 20 points a game, we're looking at a playoff team. We're looking at a playoff team right now, man. But they can't. They would have gave them a win last week, probably the week before that,
Yeah.
That's crazy. They can put up just 20 points, man. And right now, they are struggling, and they're struggling in the worst way, man. So give me Kansas City in this game, man. Patrick Mahomes, they bouncing back anyway. They need this win coming off the loss against Cincinnati, and they get back going in this game. Now, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but they get it done. They find a way. Patrick Mahomes scrambling a little bit. I expect him to get maybe 50 yards on the ground, maybe 50 yards on the ground, 200 in the air. 200 or something in the air, man. Give them a couple touchdowns. Give them a final score at 23-10, Kansas City over Denver, man.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I low-key wanted to pull the upset of the year.
Really hey, look, as much as I want to catch up, Willie Jack, don't fall into this trap, bro. I fell into this trap all year long, bro.
Bro, because
I've been falling in this trap all year long, bro.
Bro, Denver's defense Denver's defense can legitimately really.
Let me tell you what you sound like. I'm gonna tell you what you sound like. You sound like you over there looking at the trap. Something awesome. Hey man, that peanut butter smell good as a mug. Boy, I'm telling you that. But look though, it's the peanut butter hanging off the side this time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get caught if it's hanging off the side. If I can get a little nigga or the peanut butter hanging off the side, then I'll be good. Nah, bro, don't do it, Willie Jack.
Just a little one. Because what I keep referring back to, man, is what Tennessee's defense did in that game. And so they really and that's what's so crazy to say.
I think it's because we love 400
yards in that game. We got Patrick Mahomes went for 450 yards in that game. So he got busy, but he only scored 20 points. You know what I mean? Like they really shut him down and stifled him in the red zone. And the problem was on the other side, they had Malik Willis who couldn't get the bar 2 yards upfield. You know what I'm saying? They got completely inept on that side of the ball. You go to overtime, you still lose that game. But man, I don't know, man. I just got one of those feelings, man. But I'm not gonna bite the cheese, man. I'm not gonna follow to it. I'm gonna take Kansas City in this game on the road. I think this is a very ugly game, though. Well, it's Denver's in this game, so for one, so we know it's gonna be ugly. but I think they drag Kansas City in the mud a little bit, and the fact that it's in Mile High in their stadium as well, man. And Kansas City coming off a rough loss. Jason Kelsey having a rough day, man. Has a fumble there. Now they still have plenty of time, but still, and so it's almost one of those where, maybe they go out pressing is what I'm thinking. They go out pressing to reestablish their own dominance, reestablish their own, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that wasn't us. And make it a point to know, like, nah, we still that. And then that's how I think you can put yourself into a situation where now you look up and this game is 9-10 and there's 4 minutes left in this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see that. But man, asking Russell Wilson to score 10 points, Chop just told y'all, man. Asking Russell Wilson to get to 20. You know what I'm saying? Asking Russell Wilson to get to 20 points ain't guaranteed.
And I don't see anybody holding T under 20. That's the part for me.
I mean,
I don't see
again, because Tennessee did, but again, you know what I'm saying? Like to get there. But I've got Kansas City. I've got 21-16. 21-16 is the score. But that's the reason I like that score, because if this game's 23-21 Denver, like, man, I'm gonna be so pissed at myself. You know what I'm saying? Like if today's the day that Russ gets something going, today's the day Russ gets 2 touchdowns. If Russ gets 2 scores a day, man, they can win this game. Because I'm still counting on the score coming from someone else. Maybe Latavius Murray in the run game, or maybe that defense goes out and get one. You know, I mean, we don't. You know what I'm saying? So, man, but I'll go 21-16. But like I said, man, I've got the footage out there in case something happened, man. That I'm not gonna be overly surprised. I just kind of feel like I feel something in there. But yeah, I'm gonna take Kansas. I'm gonna take the house money, man. 21-16.
Gotcha. All right, Willie Jack. Well, let's keep on pushing, brother. Let's keep on pushing. Next game, man. We got another game that I felt like could have been a game of the week too, Willie Jack. We got a Tampa Bay team coming off of a game-winning drive win, last week, against the New Orleans Saints. And we got San Francisco, who just got banged up, at the QB position. They lost Jimmy G almost for the season. They say he maybe still be able to come back later in the playoffs if they get there.
It'd be like a Super Bowl or NFC Championship at the earliest.
Yeah, so we're looking at a team that's banged up at the QB position, man. And yeah, man, this could be a really, really good game, man. Willie Jack, what's your thoughts on this one? Talk to me, bro. Man, I'm interested to talk to you about this one, man.
This is the game that's going to tell me how the rest of San Francisco season is going to go, because this is going to be Brock Purdy's first. This is his Mike White game against the Vikings. So he came in, or he stepped in. Now finish that thing out. Credit to him. Credit to that coaching staff. Credit to the team around him for going out there and really taking it to Miami the way they did with him stepping in. But now, like I said, going into this week, everybody knows he's here. Everybody knows he's coming, and we got to watch what he did last week. You know what I'm saying? So now this is a different ball game. And then Tampa Bay, man, the reason I've said, like I've kind of said before, there's still a dark horse. I mean, all things told, nobody wants to win that NFC South, and Tampa Bay is going to win it by default. And so they're still going to be in the playoffs. And then once that team gets in the playoffs, and I've said this before, I don't know if I said it on air. If you tell me the way the playoff seeding right now, that Tampa Bay, oh no, they wouldn't be the 7th seed, because they would win that division. So never mind, they'd be the 4th seed.
They'd be the 4th.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I mean,
they'd be the 4th
seed. That mean the 5 seed is coming to them.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be Miami. That's rematch. That's Miami then. If Buffalo.
No. Miami is AFC. We talk Tampa Bay, right?
Excuse me. Yeah, excuse me.
That
means Dallas. That's Dallas. Ooh.
Yeah, we're looking at Dallas right now for that.
Ooh. Well, anyway, I said all that to say I expect Tampa Bay to be a playoff team. And so now it's going to be a team that does, by hook or crook or whatever we want to say, they're going to be a playoff caliber team and opponent, because they are going to win that division. And so now Brock Purdy has this is a playoff preview. It's a playoff preview game, or possibly. You see what I'm saying? So now what do you look like against a playoff contender? You're going to the game this week as the guy. The Rams, the Rams pull one over you, man. They get Baker before you can, and so now you're stuck with Brock. And so now what does that look like going forward? Now that defense is playing lights out, man. Shout out to D'Amico Ryans. Man, definitely got those boys fired up and making plays. Shout out to Nick Bosa, man. I've been saying for a couple weeks, man. Dude's a full-fledged stud. The young safety in the back end, man. We know those names. So championship defense, championship cast on offense. But like we said, man, we've got to see what they've got. We got to see who's holding the gun. You know what I'm saying? What's the trigger man gonna do? So this is the game that's gonna show us all that. I say all that to say I am going to take San Francisco to win this game. San Francisco really is one of those teams where the sum is greater than the parts. You know what I mean? So that it is more about the machine than it is the operator. You know what I'm saying? For that style of team. And so I think that team in totality, they know how to go out there and get team wins. Some of the problem be that a lot of these teams don't know how to get a team win. You need your guy to ball to win. You know what I'm saying? There's every team doesn't have like where. Anyway, I don't get too long. Give me San Francisco at the crib in a very hard fought win. The Brock Purdy, man, he is going to try by fire, man, to see how he responds and what he does. See what Todd Bowles puts together on that defense as well with a young guy, Mr. Irrelevant, coming, making his first official start. I'm going to take San Francisco 24-19 because I think San Francisco's defense on the other side as well still gives fits to Tom Brady and those boys. And like I said, Tom Brady, that offensive line has been beat up all year. That run game's been non-existent. The receiver corps has been beat up all year. And then when they haven't been beat up, they just haven't produced. You know what I'm saying? So that still spells a lot of trouble for Tampa Bay on both sides of the ball as well, because that defense has been hot or cold also. So I'll go 24-19 San Francisco and kind of really letting me know, like I said, whether or not they're going to be viable going into the home stretch of this season. So that's what I'm ready to see.
Gotcha. And I'm gonna go 20-17, Willie Jack. 2017. I got San Francisco too, man. And the reason why is because a lot of the things that you said, man. I think that this team is gonna be. I think they're gonna be just fine. I think they're gonna be just fine. I think that as long as they have, and we don't know as much. We only seen one game from my boy, which is a very impressive game. Came into the game down 7 points, and you end up scoring 33 to win it. You know what I'm saying? That's you can't ask for much from a backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I do expect Shanahan to still have this team ready to go, have them rolling, and the machine is gonna be the machine. They're gonna do what they need to do. It's gonna be a little bit tough. So it's gonna be tough on both teams. Tampa Bay, like you said, they struggled on offense. They struggle. They are inconsistent on defense. But I think Shanahan is gonna have enough and be able to do enough to, offset what this defense can do, what they'll be able to do in this particular game. And I got San Francisco coming away with it. Christian McCaffrey is the guy I expect to have the biggest game in this game too.
I really want him to lean on him too. Yeah.
Yeah, you lean on Christian McCaffrey, not just in the run game, but in the passing game as well. So I expect him to have 25 touches in this game, maybe 15 carries, 5 to 8 receptions. You know what I'm saying, for another
18 and 8. 18 and 8 is his sweet spot. Give him 18 carries, 8 catches. He can give you 200 yards.
Yeah. I see him giving me 150 yards from scrimmage this game, and maybe gets in the end zone 2 times. I see him having a pretty big game. And he's going to be a huge part in the victory for this particular team, and they do what they need to do. Because I just think they are the better machine of the two. So, and they're operating at the better level. So, give me San Francisco in this game. 2017.
2017, yeah.
20-17. Yep. Give me 20-17. San Francisco in this game. I think it'll be still a hard fought game, and defenses will play pretty solid, but I think San Francisco will come out on top and they'll win this one. So
and then, a little fantasy nugget too, man. I went ahead and jotted down, man. C-Mac going for 150 combined, man. And so, and I like that number. I feel the same way. I think this is a day where you can really take the pressure off Brock by going ahead and putting it in the hands of a guy like Christian McCaffrey, where a 3-yard dump off is a 15-yard completion now.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I agree. I like that.
Gotcha. On to the next one, Willie Jack. We got Carolina going to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. I know that's your boy, Willie Jack. Go ahead and talk to me, man. Let me know what you do. You know what? Yeah, let me know what you think in this game, man.
Big Gino. Y'all know what's going on, man. Day one gang. I know you in the chat, man. Come on, man. Big Gino. Hashtag Big Gino in the chat, man. Hashtag they wrote him off. Hashtag he didn't write back, though. Come on, man. Big Gino in the chat right now, man. And Big Gino at the crib. You get a soft target in Carolina coming to the, coming all the way across the country to coming to y'all house, man. I expect them to handle business. I've got Seattle winning this game 24-16. Sam Darnold, I guess, carrying the torch moving forward. Dante Foreman, bright spot, I guess, on that offense, man, kind of salvaged his young career, which looked like he may already have been out of the league, man, before this opportunity. So happy to see that for him. My dog DJ Moore still there thugging it out, man. Just wait for them to get him somebody to really play ball with. And so, like I said, they'll fight. Shout out to Steve Wilkes, who's kept that team, who's got that team to compete. You know what I mean? And so win, lose, or draw, man, they've been competing in every week since he's been the coach. And so I don't expect that to be any different. So I think they go out there to make a good show of it. But at the end of the day, man, they lose pace. And I think Seattle pulls ahead and wins this game 24-16, man. I look for a very efficient day from a dog, Big Gino, man. I'm talking somewhere around 24 for 32, 240 to 260 yards, 2 touchdowns. Give him 2 touchdowns as well, man. So Big Gino carrying the torch, man, getting that thing done in Seattle because he didn't write back. Y'all stop playing with my dog, man.
Yeah. And you know what, Willie Jack? This is a very important game for Seattle as well, man. I talked about some of the other teams that are in the playoff hunt. Seattle right now, they have that last spot. You know what I'm saying? They have that last spot as far as the wild cards go, you know, especially after the tie between the Giants and Washington. So Giants still have the 6th spot. Washington moves out, they're right outside of it, and then Seattle has that last spot. So this is a very important game for them to really grab a hold of a wild card spot, you know, in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? So Seattle's gonna come out with that on their mind. Of course, you in Seattle, you know you got the 12th man, and Carolina, it's a lot of that means a lot of trouble for them, especially on the offensive end of things. You got Sam Darnold as your starter in this particular game. So you know, I expect them to come out. He's gonna make a few mistakes. And your boy got another interception last week. I forgot his name again, Willie Jack, but I'm gonna have to pull it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull it up just because we talked about it. Cody Barton got another interception.
Oh yeah, 54.
Cody Barton, man. Yeah, so
I think it's 54 or 57.
57.
There we go, 57. Yeah.
So the linebacker Cody Barton, man, for Seattle, man, has been playing some really good ball, and he's continuing to show, you know, that hey, I'm here to play, man. I'm bringing my A game each and every week, man, and he's gonna make things tough on offenses. So I expect Seattle to come out, as you said, and play a solid game. Now, it's gonna be all on Geno too, because they're without Kenneth Walker. Also, their backup DJ Dallas got hurt in the last game, so they're questionable as of right now. But I don't think they are going to be playing. So Travis Homer is looking like he's going to be the starting running back in this game. So
for a minute.
To say the least, I expect this to be a Geno DK Lockett game. The Geno DK Lockett game. You know what I'm saying? And if those guys can get it going and keep it consistent, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be really good. But that also kind of fights the Carolina defense is pretty feisty, man. And you got a young up and coming corner over there too that's looking pretty good. So it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a battle. I don't expect this to be a high scoring game. So give me 23-17 Seattle over the Panthers. Other part on the Panthers too, I expect Deontay Foreman to have a big game in this game too. You know what I'm saying? The one part in Seattle's defense is their run defense that hasn't been the best. And Deontay Foreman has shown he can also catch out of the backfield, but also run the ball too. So if they can put some stuff together there, you know, they can make a little bit of noise on the ground, man. Make a little bit of noise with him. So yeah, give me 23. What did I say? 23-17. Give me 23-17. Yeah. Give me 23-17 Seattle over Carolina in this game, man. That's what I'm going with.
Sure.
Gotcha. On to the next one, Willie Jack. We got Miami going to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. And I'm going to go Miami in this game, man. Big bounce back game. They need it this week. They're coming off of a bad loss to the San Francisco team, in which they felt like, I think a lot of people felt like, well, at least I felt like I wanted them to put up a better fight. You know what I'm saying? San Francisco ended up really spreading that game out, man. And they almost doubled Miami's score in this game for their explosive offense. You know what I'm saying? The numbers look good, but they wasn't putting up enough points in this game. And I expect Miami to bounce back in this particular game against a pretty generous Los Angeles Chargers defense. You know, and I'm talking about as far as on the ground, in the air, you know, wherever. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? I tried to get rhyme, but it
didn't come through.
It ain't hit like I wanted to hit. Through. But the Los Angeles Chargers defense is pretty generous, man. And that just fits right into what Miami likes to do. So, honestly, I expect this to be a high-scoring game because I expect Miami to come out and put up a ton of points with those weapons on the outside. I also expect Los Angeles Chargers, man, fighting with all they might to kind of stay in contention, but coming off a bad loss last week against the Raiders. And we see what the Raiders are. You know what I'm saying? Very, very inconsistent, man. Very, very inconsistent. The Chargers have been inconsistent. It's like the Raiders going Raider and the Chargers going Charger. Two teams in the same division, man. They can't get out their own way. You can't get out their own way. And the Chargers, they need to get out their own way. You know, they need it bad. You know what I mean? And I'm going to bring up something else to you. Let me give you the score of this game, but I got a question for you, because I heard this, and I was like, that might look real good.
What you got?
That might look real good. So, First off, high scoring game. Give me 38.
Whoa, 40 ball. Okay, 38.
38, 31. Miami over the Chargers. I'm going there first. 38-31. Now, I heard this on one of my shows that I listened to with the Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a guy that used to be over in New Orleans that took a year off. You know what I'm saying? That they're mentioning as a possible future head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. I thought about that, and I was like, hey, man, you got a young dog and Justin Herbert. You got
dog
over there. Oh, yeah, we talked about that dog difference. Let's change it. Let's change it from dog. Let's change it from dog. You're right. Because we talked about dog. Debo's a dog.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
he got a young stud. He's still a stud.
Got a young stud over there as a QB. You know what I'm saying? Somebody he can mold, he can teach. You know what I'm saying? He can put his spin on, put his offense too. Willie Jack, what's your take on that one, man? What you think, man?
Man, I love it because anywhere where you're gonna let Sean Payton go and he has toys, I love it. And so you've got a young stud in Justin Herbert. You know what I mean? Now he does need somebody that can harness all those natural talents and abilities that we see glimpses of. And so he could definitely do that. Then in addition to that, you still got Keenan Allen, a top 10 receiver in this league, man. One of the elder statesmen at the position these days, man. He's an OG for a lot of these guys now, but still can get busy. He's been injured, a little banged up. But if we're talking next year with, let's say, with Sean Payton at the helm, and now he's bringing over, you know what I'm saying? We've seen how Austin Eckler is right up his alley. You know who Austin Eckler is in Sean Payton's offense?
Alvin Kamara.
He's Darren Sproles. He's Alvin Kamara.
You're right, Darren Sproles. Okay. Before Kamara. Okay, I got you.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he's all the mold of all those guys.
That was Willie J.
You know we do this.
Hey, that was good right there. Boy said he's Darren Sproles. Hey, Austin Eckler, Darren Sproles. Hey, bro.
Because you didn't really necessarily, ain't too many games where Sproles had 20 carries. You know what I'm saying? He had 12 catches. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the carries he did get, you know what I'm saying, they pop. You know what I'm saying? It might be 8 carries, 12 catches. That's how them 20 touches come. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's right up Sean Payton alley. And then you know what I'm saying? Then you still got Keenan Allen and you got Mike Williams. Either one of those guys, give me Keenan Allen as your new Mike Williams, as your new Mike Thomas now. You know what I'm saying? Put him in a slot, let him run 3-yard slants butt naked because you done schemed it up. You know what I'm saying? Man, he's going crazy. And then like you said, you got Mike Williams. That's Marcus Colston to me. That's what I see. Big body up the field guy and go get a 50-50 ball. Marcus Colston. Boom. You got a young Josh Palmer. Come on, man. You know, we keep doing that. I love that. And I hadn't seen that report. And so now I love that. I love it. Ooh.
I love it too, Willie Jack. When they thought it up, I was like, oh yeah, you mean to tell me you get rid of Brandon Staley and you bring over Hall of Fame Sean Payton? Oh yeah, come on with it, brother. Come on.
I really I really like that. Hey, yeah. Hey. Damn.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, man. So what's your take on the game, bro? What's your take on the game?
Yeah. No, definitely a shootout, man. Just kind of like we were saying before, the Chargers are good for a high score, a shootout, a high scoring shootout loss. You know what I'm saying? That's what they are. They're the try-hard losers. They're the team that scores 27 points. Josh Herbert makes 2 highlight plays to make you forget about the 3 bonehead ones that they had earlier, and they get this game close, and then they lose, and that final drive goes against them. Either that final drive they don't get it done, or they score too soon, and the other team gets the ball, and they go down and score that game, and they lose either way. Justin Herbert is a guy that's going to have more. That's had more 30-point. He's had more times where he's scored 27 plus points and lost than he has 20.7 points plus points and won. It feels like. So it feels like he's always on the losing end of a shootout. I don't see this being any different. I've got this 30-27 with Miami winning on the road. Just like you said, Miami showed me. I really cooled off on Miami a lot last game with San Francisco because it Chop knows, man. Maybe I go too hard on this stuff, but I just can't. You just can't take a night off. You can't tell me that Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy comes in that game and doubles y'all boys up. Not to say he did it himself, but he's at the head of the offense. So we're going to do what we do for quarterbacks. Brock Purdy doubled y'all up. You know what I'm saying? And then just in that game, now San Francisco defense ain't no slouch at all. They playing like a top 5 unit. But that was just that game was ugly from Tua from jump. He was just off. He was just off. You know what I'm saying? He just was. He just was off. He was visibly rattled at times. I mean, I just didn't like what I saw from him. And so just like Chop said, man, they got a lot on their mind as well, man. It's definitely a get-back game for them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to lose against a capable opponent. I had called that game a potential dark horse Super Bowl preview when that game was going, when you know what I'm saying, going into that game.
And to put it into perspective, Tua threw a touchdown his first pass of the game, long pass in that game. So you mean to tell me 59 minutes, you only can put up 10 points. 59 more minutes left in that game, you put up 10 points. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm with you on that, Willie Jack.
Yeah.
Brother. So.
Yeah, no, my fault. I had to call because I had to tell somebody don't call me when I'm working. But as my cousin TC, what's going on, big dog? But I'm gonna hit you back. But yeah, man. So no, like I said, a lot on their mind, man. They definitely got to get that bad taste out their mouth, and you get a very game opponent to do so. And so this is a game where, and I've talked about these type of matchups before, where it's a viable, real opponent that makes you show up and play your game, but it's a game you should win. That's exactly what teams want and need. This is exactly what teams need to get your mojo back. You need to go out there. You need to feel like you've been in a real fight, but you need to knock somebody out as well. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I expect them to do in this game, man. I'm going 30-27 on the road, going all the way from Miami out to the West Coast, man. And so that's always difficult, man, when one team's traveling 3 hours across the time zone. But like I said that to say, it doesn't change the price of tea in China for me, man. I look for Miami to get back going. Like I said, man, I already gave y'all to score 3 times. So here's number 4. 30-27, Miami on the road.
All right, Willie Jack. Well, let's go ahead and hit this Monday night game, man. We got New England going to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Willie Jack, who you got this game?
Man, this is another game I really went back and forth with, man. I really did, because this building that defense, and then of course, just Arizona is just I know they can score points. Honestly, D-Hop has looked phenomenal since he's been back. He's looked great, maybe phenomenal. I don't want to go overdo it, but he's looked great. Honestly, he looks back healthy. It's a noticeable difference from last year's D-Hop and this year's D-Hop. This year's D-Hop looks like D-Hop 2 years ago when he first got there. So he really does look good. And their chemistry is still there, and all that good stuff. I am going to take Arizona at the crib, but they don't have, and they haven't won like this year. They don't have that cushion of being able to make 2 or 3 mistakes and then still, like, you know, just outrun and just outpace a team and then start off like 11-0 like they did. But meanwhile, they had these noticeable blunders that teams that capitalized the whole way through. That hasn't been the story this year. So two bonehead turnovers or too many penalties in this game, and Bill's gonna tax you. You know what I'm saying? That's what worries me in this game. But I am gonna take Arizona at the crib, 27-23 on Monday night. But this is one, man, where if you tell me that Kyler Murray may have, let's say, 250 total combined yards this game, throw 2 touchdowns, and throw 2 touchdowns in this game. But this is a game I can also see him throwing 2 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? And then just look at this, man. Look at my chair. And then so I get 2 interceptions from Kyler, and then Bill and the boys, man, really capitalize and keep themselves in this game and find a way to even get ahead of this game, because Arizona consistently shoots themselves in the foot. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But going into the game, man, I am going to put the church's money on Arizona, man, Monday night at the crib. 27-23 is where I'm going with that.
Gotcha. And I'm sticking with you too, Willie Jack, because the Patriots got 6 wins, and I told y'all they ain't getting more than that. So I'm sticking there. That's where I'm going with it. Arizona wins this game 24-20. And for a lot of reasons that you said, Willie Jack, but I just don't think this Patriots offense they have enough, man. They have enough firepower. Mac Jones is Mac Jones. You know what I'm saying? He's just another player, you know what I mean? And I think pretty soon they'll be looking for another guy to come in and replace, you know, and do their thing. Now, I do expect this run game to get going. You know, I do expect this run game with Ramondre Stevenson and Damian Harris, that double-headed guy to get this thing going. But I don't think it'll be enough to stop this Arizona team. I think with Kyler Murray and what he can do, not scheme-wise, but more so with his legs and him creating plays, I think that's the type of thing that can offset a Bill Belichick defense. You know what I'm saying? A Bill Belichick defense, you know what I'm saying? if you on schedule, I'm gonna mess up your schedule. You know what I'm saying? But what about when you off schedule? And that's the name of Kyler Murray's game. I'm off schedule. I'm gonna scramble. I'm gonna run around the field. I'm gonna find an open guy. I might run for a few yards. You know, that's the type of thing that's really, really hard to scheme for. You know, and I think that's going to be a difficult part for the Patriots to handle in this particular game. And with him not only having D-Hop but Marquise Brown in this particular game, that's also going and James Conner too. Now I don't expect too much from the run game, but just having those three guys out there will go a long way in making Arizona and Kyler Murray feel more comfortable. And I think they'll come away with this W in this game. So give me 24-20 final score. I got Arizona coming away with the W in this one.
Cool.
All right, Willie Jack, you know what I'm saying? Without further ado, I think it's time for the games of the week. You want to introduce yours first, Willie Jack? What's up?
Yes, sir, Steve. Yes, sir. Game of the week for your boy, man. I've got Minnesota at Detroit, man, as my game of the week. And so as far as the playoff implications on this one may appear to be a little one-sided. What's Detroit's record, bro? Are they like even in random reach? I think 5-8 or something.
They are in reach. They're 5 and they're 5-7 right now. They're 5-7.
5-7. Yeah, they still got.
They have a long. It's a long shot.
It's
but they
a
have
long shot.
A long shot, but it's a shot.
It's a long shot, but don't forget, I already told y'all that both the Washington football team and the New York football Giants ain't gonna make the playoffs. And so, if that's the case, the Detroit's got a shot at that 7 seed. The Giants ain't making it now. The football team might sneak in somehow, but anyway, man, I'll let that go. But you're saying there's a chance. Like I said, if there's gonna be any long shot, any team that buys into a long shot chance to make the playoffs is gonna be the Detroit Lions. And so, if anybody's able to psych themselves up and think like, man, we've got a 7% shot to make the playoffs and use that motivation to hold on to that to get something going, it'll be Dan Campbell's Detroit Lions team. This, for me, is the type of game that this is the type of game that Kirk Cousins loses. This is the type of game that Kirk Cousins loses. It's a game where you're the better team for sure. You've got everything on the line. You're still in reach, in arm's reach of the number 1 seed. So you've got to keep pace to keep the pressure on Philly. Because one more loss and now you and Philly have the same record, assuming you win. And then who's to see? And so they have a lot on the line in this as well. But there again. These are the type of games that I feel like Kirk Cousins kind of reverts back to a pumpkin. You know what I mean? Kirk Cousins is Cinderella, dirty, dusty foot little girl who somehow finds a way to the ball and shows out at the ball. But then when the clock strikes midnight, back to the dirty, dusty foot little girl. You know what I'm saying? Like she turned back to a pumpkin. Like, this is who Kirk Cousins has been to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what I expect to happen, man. I've got Detroit winning this game at home. Because, let the film speak, family. Because Chop Willie in the morning alum. Because Day One Gang Jarrell and the rest of them members. Shout out to my dog Chime, my dog Miles, my dog Skinny, and Real Deal SDL Sports, my dog Brother Red from No Votes the Podcast. Y'all know the members, man. Shout out to all y'all. But because if nothing else, Chop, Detroit gonna score 30 points. And if you score 30 points, you got a chance to do something. If you score 30 points, you got a chance to do something. You know what I'm saying? Detroit's good for 30. Minnesota also is good for 30. So, you know what I'm saying? And which is why I've got Detroit winning this game 31-30. Because, Chop, I'm still just not convinced that when all the chips are pushed to the center of the table, that Kirk Cousins can finesse the hand and make the play that definitively goes out and wins the game. That Kirk Cousins can take it upon himself to definitively go out and win the game. I'm not talking about leading great team performances, leading great team wins where we're 3.5 quarters in and we're already up 8 points. I'm not talking that. I'm talking about trading scores with a high-flying Detroit Lions offense led by Jared Goff. Y'all better start giving that boy his respect. It's high-flying, led by Jared Goff. Can he keep pace with Jared Goff scoring 30? And that's what worries me. And that's, like I said, he gets the 30 in this game. I got them losing 31-30. And the difference for this game for me going to be that, can Kirk Cousins stay a princess for just a little longer? You know what I'm saying? Because he finished the night as a princess. or does he turn back into a pumpkin? And right now, man, my gut's telling me that he turns into a pumpkin. He's a pumpkin at heart. And so I've got the Detroit Lions hold on to the dream of a 7th round, of a 7th seed playoff appearance, man. Still hold on to that dream and getting this done, which is also why I've got Big JG, Jared Goff, as my player of the week, man. Not because he's going to throw 450 yards or something crazy. Now, I definitely think they're scoring points, and I think he's going to be yards to do so. I've got him going 303 touchdowns. That's a big day. It's a big day, but now it's not a historic day. It's not but it's still a big day. But I think in this game specifically, I think he makes the play. He has his own Baker moment. You know what I'm saying? He makes the play or he leads the drive. He gets them down there and they go cash in. Am I right? Amon-Ra St. Brown, man, on maybe something like a maybe get Amon-Ra St. Brown on a deep out, like a 17-yard touchdown out the slot, man, to maybe get the touchdown to tie the game, and then the field goal kicker gives them the victory with the extra point, man. But give me Jared Goff, man, and the Detroit Lions 31-30, man. Because Kirk Cousins right now, this is gonna tell me how far y'all going. I already told y'all that y'all was cooked, or that I wasn't gonna get y'all no real championship credentials after you get 40 balled at the crib by the Cowboys. This one right here will prove me right or prove me wrong. This one right here, Kirk Cousins, I don't know how to do this. You got one more chance, Kirk. You got one more shot, Kurt, to show to me right now if you a princess or a pumpkin, and I'm putting my money on you being a pumpkin, boy. So let me see something, man. 31-30 Detroit Lions and Jared Goff getting it done.
All right, man. Let's stop all the play around here, man. Let's stop all this play around here. Because first and foremost, I know we got a lot of fantasy guys in here, man. So, hey, I got y'all. Don't worry about it. You play FanDuel, you know what I'm saying? You trying to figure out who to play today? Don't worry about it. Your boy finna set it straight for you. Check me out. When I go out to eat, Willie Jack, I like 3-course meals. I like an appetizer. You know what I'm saying? I like my entree, and I like a dessert. You know what I'm saying? I like a 3-course meal.
I feel you.
That's Kirk Cousins. That's Dalvin Cook. And that's Justin Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? That's my 3-course meal. I love it. You know what I'm saying? You talk about performer of the weeks. There go 3 of them right there. You know what I'm saying? Now, I already called my performer of the week, but I'm going to go give you 3 more fantasy nuggets, man. Kirk Cousins throwing for 300. You know what I'm saying? And 4 touchdowns. I'm going to tell you that right now. 304 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook. You know what? I'm sorry. Take it down. Go to 3. Go to 3. All right. Go to 3. Dalvin Cook. Over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson, 140 yards and a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? But, at dinner, I also like me a little drink, a little sip. You know what I'm saying? TJ Hockenson, 70 yards, a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? You can just pass him out, man. Pass him out in this game. Detroit defense ain't stopping nobody. They ain't stopping nobody. They won't stop nobody this game. Man. The offensive coordinator is going to have a field day in this particular game for Minnesota. You know what I mean? I'm talking about running the ball, passing the ball. Kirk Cousins is going to be dropping back, looking left to right, right to left. Oh, let me hear Adam Thielen on this 15-yard crossing route. Oh, Justin Jefferson, let me hit you on this deep dig right here. You know, you know what? Let's hit a draw to my boy Dalvin Cook, fit him about 18 yards. Now, it's going to be like that all game, up and down the field all game long, man. Hey, just get your eyes ready. This is probably gonna be the most exciting game of week 14. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Make sure you got your food in front. I told y'all was invited to Chop Willie's crib. So when you come on over, I'm gonna have the table set for you. Got the nachos here, the wings here. I got the dip over there. You know what I'm saying? I got the drinks in the refrigerator. Get comfortable because you don't want to move when this game on. Okay. Because soon as commercial come back, they're going to be moving the ball up and down the field, man, all game long. Give me Minnesota this game, man. 35-31. I said 5 touchdowns because Cousins throwing 3. And my boy Dalvin Cook, he running for 2. You know what I'm saying? And the part of those 3 passing touchdowns, give one to Justin Jefferson, give one to TJ Hockenson the other 2. Adam Thielen going to have a solid game. He going to get a few first downs, man. But I'm just letting y'all know how this game going to go out. I just played the game out and simulated it for y'all before y'all even seen it. So when y'all go watch this game today, you know what I'm saying? We looking at what? We about 30, 35 minutes, 34 minutes away from game time today, man. Hey, when y'all go watch this game today, man, just say Chop told you, man. Chop told you. Chop told you what it was gonna be. Now, as far as Detroit, I ain't gonna dismiss Detroit because Detroit is playing some really, really good ball right now. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna come out swinging, and it's gonna they are gonna be the other part of this game that's gonna make this game that much more entertaining because they're gonna put up points too. Amon-Ra St. Brown is playing some good ball. DeAndre Swift is now officially back in the mix for real. You know what I'm saying? So they doing their thing there, but it just won't be enough, man. Just won't be enough. And TJ Hockenson is gonna be like, "Hey, man, y'all should have kept me."
Yeah, little revenge game. You know what I'm saying?
Little revenge. And I don't think it. I wouldn't say revenge because I don't think he's necessarily mad about it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, y'all got rid of me, but I'm with a contender now. You know what I'm saying? I'm with a contender. Hey, and I get a chance to shoot for the playoffs. So that's my final score of the game. That's what's gonna happen this game. You know, because that's just what it is. That's what's happening.
Now, let me key in on a little secret, man.
Go ahead, talk to me.
All right, let me tell you about TJ Hockenson.
Talk to me.
Even if you couldn't stand your girl anyway, this is the example I give you. You can't stand your girl, bro. You've been complaining about it for a year. It still means something when she break up with you instead of you breaking up with her, though. Period. Still means something. He didn't want to be in Detroit. I mean, he made his house a home. You know what I'm saying? He was in Detroit. So surely he would rather have had his career with a team that can be considered a contender. But Detroit broke up with you. Anytime somebody break up with you, you got to ask yourself, what was wrong? You mean to tell me you broke up with me?
With me? With me?
You? I upgraded you? Oh, okay. So that's what you feel? No. So he want to show out. He just seen AJ Brown go slap everybody in the Tennessee Titans uniform. You don't think he wants some of that? Come on, man. Players around the league seeing that. Yeah, he wants that same thing, man. Y'all had the gall, the unabridged nerve to let me go in the division. Man, he going out there looking to show out. He going out there looking to show out, man. And so that's the only thing I say about that. I you know what, man? And I didn't even really look at this from the Minnesota side. I didn't look at anybody else in Minnesota other than Kirk, because I do think that both these teams go off. JJ, man, my dog Jettis, I ain't even mentioned him because I expect him to go out there and get busy. The Detroit Lions defense, and specifically that secondary, man, it's been one of the worst in the league all year long. If they had any semblance of consistency on defense, this is already a playoff team. If they had Minnesota's defense, shit, they probably got Minnesota's record. If they had Minnesota's defense, they'd have beat Philly. They'd have beat, bro. They liable to be a 2-3 loss team if they had Minnesota's defense. Maybe 3-4. Let's say they could be 8-4. I feel good to say they'd be about 8-4. And without going back and look. And so I say all that to say, man, I definitely expect Jettis to go out there and do his thing, man. But that ain't nothing new, man. You know what I'm saying? 140 in the touchdown. That sound about regular. That's another day at the office. So I can see that going down as well. But Kirk Cousins got to show me that he can go out there and really do that, man. Because that means when Detroit got that 31, I just told you that they passed it back to Kirk. And Kirk had to show me he's still a princess. So that means you got Kirk getting his big Baker Mayfield on and going 98 yards in less than 2 minutes and no timeouts and going to get that done. I don't know if Kirk Cousins can handle that weight. I don't know if Kirk Cousins can handle that work. I don't know if he got it in him. You know what I'm saying? So we like to see, man. But I can't wait to see that one. I think just like you said, man, probably going to be one of the more exciting, if not the most, then one of the more exciting games to watch this football Sunday, man. So definitely fired up. I can't wait to see it.
Gotcha. All right, Willie Jack. And let's go to my last game of the week, man. Last game, it's another 12 o'clock game, another game. I think it's going to be exciting, but on the other end of the spectrum, right? We got Baltimore going to Pittsburgh to take on Willie Jack's Steelers, man. Willie Jack, tell me what you got in this one, bro. Talk to me, bro. You got to let me know now.
Oh, man. You know, it was your game. This I know we talked about, but this your game of the week. Is that? Yeah.
I noticed your team though. I wanted to stay out your way. You know what I'm saying? Let you do your thing.
Yeah, no, I did see it. Yeah, you're right. But and I didn't even think about it. But this is your game of the week. Well, are you?
Okay. Well, let me cook then. Let me cook. So this game, just like I said, the Minnesota and Detroit game is going to be exciting because of all the points that's going to be scored and the exciting things on offense. I think this game is going to be exciting to me, especially being a defensive guy. I don't know for Willie Jack too because he loves watching defensive ball. For that reason, because I think we're gonna see a hard-nosed, physical, game where every inch is gonna count. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
You can't let the other team get nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because that could cost you the game. You know what I'm saying? each team is going to have to play discipline. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be some hard. It's going to be some grass stuck in some helmets. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some grass stains all up and down them pants. Like, it's gonna be one of those.
It's gonna be some furniture moving, Chop.
It's gonna be some furniture moving. It's gonna be some 4th and 1s where you see the defense trying to see what's going on. You see. This is what I see when I picture, man. I see breath. You can see the breath coming out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, out of the helmets, man. It's like, hey, it's go time. Hey, you over there, you're Liz. Hey, we're gonna see a lot of that, man. It's gonna be real physical in this particular game, man. And I got Pittsburgh. I'm going Pittsburgh, Willie Jack, because I'm rocking with Tomlin, man.
Come on,
man.
Come on, man. Y'all see what's going on, man.
On top of that, Tyler Huntley is going to be the starter in this game. Now Lamar Jackson, he did try to practice a little bit this week, but I think they're gonna go with Tyler Huntley. Tyler Huntley's gonna be the guy. Now he's, like we said before, he's not a guy that you can just write off. I think he will cause a little bit of problems for this Pittsburgh defense, but I don't think it'll be enough. You know what I mean? And this is where we actually going to have for Pittsburgh, Pickett to really step up and show what he's really capable of. You know what I'm saying? Not that he has to go out here and throw for 300 yards, but you have to play smart football. You have to play smart, tough, disciplined football. You can't go out there and turn the ball over. You can't go out there and get strip sacked. Like, you can't have that can't happen in this game. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the type of things that turn this game around and give the other team that momentum. On the other side of it, yeah, I can see TJ Watt and Hagbert and Highsmith going to get those strip sacks, going to make those plays that'll put their team in great positions. And Najee Harris and those guys got to cash in. Najee Harris is going to be very key in this game. Like, this game is your classic. It's setting up to be your classic Baltimore Pittsburgh football game, physical, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see that one just as much as I'm excited to see that Minnesota Detroit game. I'm excited to see this Pittsburgh and Baltimore game. I'm gonna have the games going on at the same time since they owned at the same time.
Man, I know.
As they're live, those are the two that I'm gonna have my eyes on that particular game, man. So, but I'm going Pittsburgh, man. I'm going Pittsburgh in this game. I'm going 17-14. My final score of this game: Pittsburgh over Baltimore. I got that front seven of Pittsburgh being the difference maker in this game, and as well as a little bit of Najee. Najee got a. Hey, it's a 30 carry game, bro. It's a 30 carry game, bro.
Hey, I'm ready to see.
So that's where I'm going with Pittsburgh in this game, man. That's what I see.
Hey, I love everything you just said about this game, Chop. I agree and love everything you said, bro. Now, the one thing I say that Tyler Huntley being in this game actually worries me, man. Tyler Huntley played ball, man. Tyler Huntley played ball last year, and I know I was a little tongue in cheek, man, little teasing a little bit, but. Man, there was a stretch there because Lamar had about 4 of just the ugliest games you can imagine, kind of with boneheaded play calling, boneheaded play making and decision making on the field. Some of that stuff that carried over this year. But then when Huntley came in those spots for about 3 games, it looked to be the best quarterback play we had seen from a Baltimore Ravens quarterback to that point in the season. I mean, he looked good. He looked really good. And not to say phenomenal or not to say that, but I mean just his. Anyway, him being in this game worries me because honestly, the things that he does well are exactly the things that Lamar does well. He lesser level, of course, but he's dynamic. You know what I'm saying? He's dynamic with the ball in his hands, running the ball. You know what I'm saying? And his skill set is they don't miss a beat offensively, which is why the threat of what they do offensively, man, remains the same. And so. Yeah, this one still worries me. And to your point, man, we definitely need a clean game from the rookie. He started rough, man, his first 2 starts, but I think in the last 4 starts now hasn't had a turnover. And so we haven't been lighting it up, but we have been winning the turnover battle. The defense has been playing a little stingy. Man, TJ's still trying to get his legs, man. Still banged up, injured. My dog ain't got a sack yet, man. I'm hoping this week, man, this be the perfect week to go ahead and get himself. Well, got a full sack. I think he's got a half sack in 1 or 2 of those games. But I'm talking about to really have a day, man. I've been eager to see my dog TJ really get back in his bag, man. Dealing with all the injuries and stuff. I'm hoping this is the way he does it. But I also have us winning this game, man. I've got 23-20. Man, just I mean, you summed this up perfectly. Defensive football game, man. Big boy football being in full effect. Both these teams are going to want to run the ball and establish control of this game. Najee's been running like a man on a mission to get his name, to get all the dirt off his name. You know what I'm saying? Because it was getting man, they was already calling for Najee's head. Man, we done wasted the first, man. Dude's a bust. He ain't got it with the woo. Man, he done heard all that noise and he's running with purpose. The way he bounced old boy head off the turf in Atlanta last week, boy.
This is a 30 carry for 107 game. Man, 30 for 107.
Yeah. And 2 tubs, so I need 2 of them things as well. You know what I mean? Like, man, I would love to see that. This matchup is why I love football. This is it. I signed up for this. Like a couple years ago when the Chiefs and the Rams each scored 50 points and then they ran out of time and double overtime. Everybody says most exciting game you ever seen. Man, nah, it was cool, but that ain't the kind of game I like. Man, 17-16 Pittsburgh, man. 23-21, like those are the ones that I want to see. Every yard matters in these games. You know what I'm saying? Legitimately, every yard matters. Punting appropriately matters. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You be a fool to go 4th and 1 in these games is a punt down. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it really is, man. So it's very much more close to the chest, much more tactical, much more in your face, man. Everybody's on the lightest trigger possible. A lot more scrums in this one. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more talking in this one. It's a lot feistier in this one. You know what I'm saying? So that's right in our wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying? Pittsburgh, bro, we want to beat them. We don't do this already waiting in the alley. People say you want to get in a fight in the alley. We've been in the alley waiting for somebody to come fight. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. And so I can't wait to see that, man. Hopefully the home team can bring it on home, man. But 23-20, man, just like my dog Chop told y'all, man, leaning heavy on Najee. Look for Kenny Pickett to continue playing clean, and we can get out of that thing with a dub, man. Let's do it.
For sure. Willie Jack. Hey, man. Look like they're sitting there. Oh, man, run back your your performer of the week again.
Yeah, man. I'm going Jared Goff as the player of the week. You know what I'm saying? I do expect a good day, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, but I think this is the game where, like, I think he has his Baker moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's going to go 90 yards with time expired, etc. But I think, like, this is a game that in a tough spot, he comes through and makes the plays and really drives the field and puts this one away, or maybe puts the pressure on Kirk to respond. And then, like I said, I'm going to find out right now, right here, right now, man, if Kirk Cousins is a princess or a pumpkin. And so I've got Jared Goff, man, with 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in a bit of an upset win at home over Minnesota.
Gotcha. My performer of the week was Derrick Henry. I expect him to have another good game against Jacksonville Jaguars, as he is used to doing. I got 200 yards, man. I went bold with it, man. 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean? And I expect him to have a big game after 3 games off. You know what I'm saying? 3 games off. I expect him to step back in and put Tennessee back in a position where, you know, and where they can get back in the win column, man, after 3 straight losses. So that's where I'm going this game. Tennessee, Derrick Henry, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns in this one, man.
Not for sure. Hey, you also had another fancy nugget, man. You had C-Mac, man, 150 total yards in that game. And then, man, you had everybody in Minnesota getting some, man. So
everybody in Minnesota. You want to play, man, play everybody in Minnesota.
There you go. Play any offensive guy you got on your roster. Play them in this Detroit game, man, because we expect a lot of points to be scored there. But, hey, just like my dog told y'all, man, that's it. That's all, man. It's football Sunday. Y'all got a little extra time to get yourself real comfortable. You got a little extra time to get them picks in, too, boy. You got about 20 minutes. You got about 20 minutes to get them picks in my dog Chop, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? At this point, man, we already know what's going on, man. Who wants to finish second place? You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to, man. Who wants to finish second place, man? Because you know your big dog sitting up top. And it's lonely at the top, big dog. I'm here to tell you. Y'all don't want that burden. You know how lonely it is up here? It gets cold when you're at the top, man, because ain't nobody else up here with you to talk to. But it's all good, man. Get y'all picks in. You got 20 minutes to do it, man. Other than that, man, appreciate everybody that came through holler at your dog, man. Shout out to the members, man. I know y'all in the building, man. I know Day One Gang Jarrell in here holding us down, man. Appreciate you as always, big dog. I know my dog Tom in this thing, getting his day right, man. He might be in the gym, listening to us for a little motivation while he's in there getting busy. We appreciate you anyway, big dog. I know my dog Skinny. I know Real Deal NCS Sports is in the building, holding us down real tough as always. We appreciate you anyway, dog. You hear me? I know Big Chef Dubs in the building, man. Shout out to Hobby Lobby. I know No Balls, No Glories in the building, man. I know No Vulture Podcast in the building, man. I know my dog Miles in the building, man. I know them boys from Prospect and Precision Paint based out of Atlanta. Travel to a city near you. Find them boys on any social media platforms, Prospect and Precision Paint. I know they in the building as well, Chop. And so, man, hey, everybody have fun. Everybody be safe. Appreciate you kicking it with your dogs as always. Y'all know what's going on, man. Before you forget, don't forget the chat is open today. I need to know what your team's doing. I need to know who's showing out, who showed up, and I need to know who didn't as well. Don't forget to circle back around Wednesday, man, to see where Chop was right and where Willie was wrong. I said
you had it right. You had it right.
No, I said that back in my mind. I said it backwards, but yeah, I meant to say it the other way. I was talking.
Don't worry about it. You was right. It came off. It came off the way it was intended to come off. Don't worry about it, man. Oh, and real quick, I don't want you to forget too. Shout out to the home team, man. Shout out to your sis. Shout out to moms.
Come
you know
on,
what I'm saying?
man.
Shout out to everybody else that's in the building too, bro.
Shout out to my dog Chop, man. You know the home team was in the building, man. Y'all
shout out to my wife, man. Shout out to everybody.
We know wifey was in the building.
Kevin Wilkinson, shout him out too, bro.
Hey, Kevin Wilkinson, man, real DSTL, man, in the building as well, always, man. We know y'all was in the building. You showed right, man. Hey, what's up, Mom? I know Mama's got the little welcome message, man. Hey, Mom, we appreciate the love as always. And without further ado, man, we will be back, man. Like I said, man, you ain't safe till you touch home base. Come back around Wednesday, 7 o'clock. You know what's going on. Ain't no watching because we ain't got nowhere else to be, man. Come on now. You see what's going on with my dog. Wednesdays at 7, man. Come back and tap in with your folks, man. We'll go over all the good stuff that we get to see today. Sundays at 10 o'clock, man. You can't go wrong. Get in here and get in where you fit in over here with us as well, man. Appreciate the love and support as always. We will be back, man. Y'all have fun. Be safe. Peace.
Peace.